What's going on, guys? It's Adonis, and today I'm going to be giving you my review of the iPhone SE. So before we get started, I did want to give you guys a full disclaimer on how I was using this iPhone SE. I use it as my primary device for about a week, and I wanted to give you guys my perspective from downgrading from a 6S Plus to this new smaller iPhone. So without further ado, guys, let's get into the review. The iPhone SE is an iPhone 5S on steroids, and it has to be said, I just enjoy this design so much more than the 6. Performance on the iPhone SE is definitely no slouch. Apple's A9 chip that they threw in from the 6S and the 2GB of RAM allowed this device to fly through tasks with zero hiccups. I've had zero dropped frames. Now the crazy thing about this is the ability to fly through the OS because of less pixels and lack of 3D touch display. So I really think those are probably the two major things that are allowing this device to fly through the OS the way that it is. Another benefit of this device is the one-hand ability. Now texting with this device is such an ease, especially if you have small hands like myself. Compare that to me in an iPhone 6S Plus, definitely a daunting task. My hands feel like they're stretching so hard with that larger device. Now, one of the things that I was really excited about was testing the 12 megapixel shooter on the iPhone SE. Here are some of the sample shots and pictures that I took on this device. Now, as you can see, the rear camera almost performs identically to the one in the 6S Plus, minus the optical image stabilization for low light and for video. But other than that, the images are great. The dynamic range looks good. The sharpness is held at bay. It's not over sharpening like a lot of other smartphones out there, so I do appreciate that. I do wish that there were still some manual controls, but that's hopefully something we can get in a software update in the future. Now, one thing I do have to say that was a little disappointing was they still kept the 1.2 megapixel shooter on the front of the iPhone 5S, which simply is not good. Phone calls on the iPhone SE feel great, they sound great. You don't feel like you're holding an iPad mini next to your ear. Keep in mind, I've never actually held my 6S Plus to my ear. I've always used headphones or wireless headphones. And probably the best benefit of this device is its pocket friendliness. You can put it in your pocket, completely forget about it. I've done that 4 times this week, put it in my pocket and forgot it was there because it's so much smaller than my 6S Plus, which in a pocket you can feel, or you try to walk upstairs, anything that's going to allow your pants to stretch, you'll definitely feel it in your pocket. Now, there were a couple of things I was a little disappointed on, starting with Touch ID. It is still the first generation Touch ID, so it's not as fast as the newer generation on the 6S and 6S Plus, and it is definitely noticeable. Another thing that I was really disappointed with is the lack of 3D touch. Now, I know it's not a deal breaker for those that haven't experienced 3D touch, but once you've used it and you utilize it on a daily basis, you definitely miss it once it's not there. So I really wish they could have incorporated that into the SE. Now, this I was actually really surprised about. I didn't know how I was going to feel going down to a 4-inch phone, but using my phone for video, for reading, it definitely took a toll on my experience on the phone, having a 4-inch screen from the 5.5-inch screen that I was on before. So for myself, it is definitely something that I really miss viewing on a larger immersive display. So now for the million-dollar question, who is the iPhone SE for? Well, if you're a 4, 4S, 5, 5S, 5C user, this is the perfect device to upgrade to if you want to stay in the Apple ecosystem. It has all the performance of the current flagship devices, and it's a smaller form factor that you're already used to, so not a lot of changes are made there. Now for myself, I know a lot of people have been asking me, am I gonna go down from the SE, from the 6S Plus, or am I gonna go back to the 6S Plus? And my answer is I'm going back to the 6S Plus. I love the larger display on that phone, not to mention the 3D touch features, and ironically, Touch ID is just so much faster on there. So I actually prefer that phone more than the SE, even though it is more cumbersome, but I think that's a good sacrifice to make for the media consumption that I do on a daily basis. But let me know what you guys think. Are you guys into the larger form factor phones? Are you into the smaller form factor phones? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video and you want to see more stuff like this on this channel, go ahead and hit that like button, show me some love. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, you're going to want to do that. Hit that app logo in the corner to subscribe to the channel. Or if you're on mobile, hit the subscribe button. All right, guys, till next time. See you later.